Alright, welcome to the channel. Today we are playing a combo deck based around this card, Shadow-Rite Priest, which is actually quite an old card. And it says 2 mana, other clerics you control get +1/+1, it's a 2/2. And most importantly, his ability. For 5 mana, you can sacrifice another cleric and search your library for a black creature card and put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle. So a very powerful ability to search your deck for any black creature and put it directly onto the battlefield. And I thought it would be a nice combo with the new Vein Ripper, which is a 6 mana 6/5 flying ward. Sacrifice a creature, and whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Now, we recently had a Pro Tour where the winning deck was a vampire deck that cheated this into play. And I thought it would be fun to see if we could do this in standard, essentially cheating a Vein Ripper into play with the Shadow-Rite Priest, and searching your deck and putting it directly into play. And so this is a very powerful card. They need to have both a creature in play and sacrifice that creature just to get rid of this and a removal spell. And then when they do sacrifice the creature, it triggers this ability. It's a very powerful card in a creature deck because whenever any of your creatures dies or your opponent's creatures die in combat, it triggers this ability. And especially with creatures with Death Touch, which we have a few of in here, the creatures are going to trade and it's just going to trigger this ability quite a bit. So very powerful and dominates the battlefield if you can get it into play. And so you can hard cast it in this deck because it is 6 mana if you get to the late game and you have 6 mana. So that's why it might be better than some of the other options of big black creatures that you could play. But you can also get it into play for 5 mana off of the Shadow-Rite Priest. Now, because we're basing this around the Shadow-Rite Priest, and we need another cleric in play, all the rest of our creatures are clerics. So we have the 1 mana Lunarch Veteran, which is a 1 mana 1/1, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain a life. This Elas il-Kor, which is similar to Death Toucher. Gain a life whenever a creature enters the battlefield, and then when a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. And these two synergize really well with the Voice of the Blessed, which is also a spirit, and it gets a +1/+1 counter every time you gain a life. And then when it has more counters, it gets more bonuses, but essentially it gets bigger every time you gain a life. So anything that kind of gains 1 life is quite powerful with the Voice. So these two together, and then we also have the Missionary, which is a 2 mana 2/3 with lifelink, so that also can gain life and help boost your Voice. And then you can kick it for 2 mana. If you do, you can return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand, which is good to return any of these creatures because they're all powerful, but especially if your Shadow-Rite Priest dies, you can get it back with the Missionary. And the Anointed Peacekeeper is a 3 mana 3/3 Vigilance, and when it enters the battlefield, you look at an opponent's hand, choose a card, and spells of that card that you named cost 2 more to cast, and abilities also cost 2 more to activate. So this is pretty good against board wipes, board sweepers that this deck is kind of weak against, or any sort of combo that your opponent might be playing. This can sort of name the card in their hand that you don't want them to be playing. It can also name a removal spell, and again, can kind of help protect your creatures, especially your Shadow-Rite Priest, which you want to keep alive. Inspiring Overseer is a 3 mana 2/1 flyer that gains a life and draws a card. So again, gaining the life synergizes with the Voice. And then we have a couple new clerics to the deck as well. The Sanguine Evangelist, which is a 3 mana 2/1 with Battle Cry, and when it enters the battlefield or dies, you create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. This is really nice synergy with the Elas il-Kor and the Lunarch Veteran because it'll trigger them twice, and then if you have a Voice out, it gets all those triggers, all these more triggers, so it gets even bigger, even quicker. So if you go turn 1 Lunarch into Voice into Evangelist, that's a really nice curve to pump your Voice very quickly. And then the Preacher of the Schism, which is also a new card to the deck, which is a Cleric, conveniently. 3 mana 2/4 Death Touch. And it says when it attacks, the player with the most life, or tied for the most life, you create a 1/1 white vampire creature token, and when it attacks, well, you have the most life or tied for the most life, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So you're either getting a token or drawing a card each time that it's attacking. And the lifelink token, again, is a nice synergistic with the voice as well. And then Vein Ripper, just very strong card, obviously trying to cheat it into play with the Shadow-Rite Priest. The mana base is pretty simple, black, white. We get to play the Secluded Courtyard and Cavern of the Souls, which helps with the creature base because we are all clerics, and so you can kind of play those lands. If you have more Cavern of Souls, you could go up to 4 caverns in this deck, but just playing with what I got today. So this is the Cleric combo deck. Let's jump into some games and see if we can get it off in Standard. Alright, Cleric combo in Standard with a good hand. Two of these priests, so we could run them out. Ideally, we want to kind of wait until turn 4, play them, and then turn 5 activate. But we shall see what we're up against. Our opponent is Takenuma. Alright, we will name Cleric here. And get on the board with our 1-drop. Okay, mono red. Having this veteran is quite good against mono red as well as this. We'll see if we want to hold back and kick this. Yeah, so we'll play this out and hopefully just play defense here. Because we may want to try to trade off with something. Yeah, alright. Overseer is a good one. We'll draw us a card. This will give us another body on the board. We'll just go here. Gain the extra life while we still have the veteran in play. It gives us a jump blocker as well. Picnic Ruiner certainly is scary. Can do a lot of damage. Okay, just another one. Okay, land is a good draw. So I think we want to make sure we try to hit our land drops here. So we'll play this out. Gain a couple of lands, draw a card, and take a swing for 1. But I think actually we're just going to hold back. Because if we get to use the priest's ability, that should be enough. Okay, it looks like playing out some more guys and continue to try to hit the land drops, I guess. And gain some life. It would draw off of this Overseer. Take 1 and then gain quite a bit here. Okay, another priest. I feel confident to swing in the air here. Being at 26 life. Well, I guess that was good enough. Don't even need to hit the Vein Ripper. Game. Alright, Cleric combo in Standard with a decent hand. And, ooh, Candy Trail. Nice. I love this card. Alright, we'll lead with a tap land for now. And then maybe we'll lead on the Elas. Yeah, I think so. Can't prevent any damage here. We could play the Voice or the Anointed Peacekeeper next turn. Another Candy Trail. Looks like we got cave deck of some kind. Exciting. Okay. Good drop here. And I think we'll just swing. And play out the Peacekeeper. We'll see what we want to name. So they got a dragon, the end. Ooh, this bat colony could make a lot of tokens, although I'm not sure. Too worried about that. I would say the end is probably the one to name here. The dragon, also an option. I think we'll name the end. I believe if you name the dragon, they can still cast the expensive taste part of it. It goes up to 21. Yep. There we go. So I guess they're looking for a land here. And I found one. Okay. Okay, so we named the end, which means they're going to have to, or they can't use this. So playing out the Shadow-Rite Priest is probably the play here. And I think we'll lead off Voice into Shadow-Rite Priest. Up the team. And a swing here. See what they got. Oh. Okay. Il-Kor of their own. Interesting. And nothing else. Okay. So land here. If we sacrifice, probably we'll want to sacrifice this. And you can hold this up, so maybe we'll just swing first. This has Death Touch. And see how they block. Sure. So we want to trade this off, I believe. And The other option would just be to sacrifice this and let these connect. That actually could be a little better. It would enable the end to come through, but if we trade this off, it makes it much harder for him to. Be able to do anything. And then triggers. Because he's going to both need to play a creature and remove the Vein Reaper. Card is very strong. Pretty difficult to deal with. Sure. Yep, don't think you can beat a Vein Reaper. GG. Alright, Cleric combo in Standard. And it's a pretty good opening hand here. On the draw, lead with the Veteran. Alright, there's the Ripper. Okay, Cleric. And swing for one. Blue, black. Okay. Gonna play out. I'll play out the Preacher. See if it resolves. Yep. Alright. Wonder if they have some sort of red mana. Okay. Some sort of forward sweeper here. Okay, a push. Sure. And let's see what we get here. Okay. Let's play out, or play around the sweeper a little bit. They do have something that destroys all of our creatures. We'll get at least a bat out of it. Sure. 6. Discarding a Vein Ripper. Vein Ripper Tribal. Alright, we'll play out creature. Hopefully they don't have any big follow-ups here. Okay, Corpse Appraiser. Looks like some sort of vampire list here. Using the Veteran. That's a good draw. let's see what happens when we attack. Can't hit our land drops. Wow. I'm just going to block there, alright? Oh, there's another ill-timed explosion. Well, let's see. Let's just take a look at the hand. Also, they have... Okay, no. Go for the prankster. Okay, push-pull. Vampire's Vengeance. That does 2 to everything. Don't care about too much. 5 damage to target creature. Now, do we have to name either one side or the other of that? Pull or push, I see. And in his graveyard, he has at least 2 creatures he could bring back. I think we'll just name the charm here. There's the land. We can still cast this, so it would cost 2 more. Okay. Sure. Celestis, yep. And Vlad the Prankster, sure. Okay, So he has this that does 2 to each non-vampire. Don't mind trying to grow there, but I do not have the white, so that actually isn't an option. Okay, swing for 3. Play this and this. Not bad, but I think the best play is just another creature. Really needing to hit land drops and not able to here. Yep. Don't trade the turn for that. I think it's fine. Wow. Cannot make a land drop. Okay. Well, if we play out the Shadow-Rite Priest, you can still play this as an instant, correct? Yep. Play this out. Swing for 3. Sure. Take the 1. Trade him off. Yep. Play out the veteran. Okay. Got a big score left. Nothing else. Down to 5. Alright. Yep. Not bad. He's gonna gain go up to 9 here. Gain triggers twice, right? Okay. Alright, there is the land. Finally. I think we'll play out the voice. And we'll play out the Shadow-Rite. Back for 2. Might have some removal here. No, use the blood. Okay. Discard the big score. So I think you want that. Corpse Freezer, sure. Land. Okay. Charm. Another corpse freezer. Okay, got an Overseer, or we can kick the Missionary. Hard to say what's best here. Back any of these. I think we'll try this. Card. No, did not hit there. See if a flyer can do some good. Oof. Well, we don't want to trade off because of the Vein River. We know how good that card is. Unfortunately, we don't have another one in the deck, but not sure there's much we can do at this point. We can definitely gain some life. Well, actually, this would be an attack for 6. Ooh, 1 short. Alright. Hmm. The block here, and this would swing for 6. And if we block, really close one. Mine never die. I need to go up to. Guess we just pass here. Although this sets up, because he has Vein Ripper. Yeah, we can't. There's no way to survive. But now there is. I'll lose 2, and then I'll lose 6. Go to 1. I think he just needed to attack with the Vein Ripper also. I draw a land here. Oof. They can block 1, but this is enough to get through, right? Do I need anything? Just double checking. I mean, I could drop my own Vein Ripper. Just to make sure in case he has some removal. But I think this should do it. Just because this is 6 plus 4. Yep. Wow. Good game. Close one. Alright, Cleric combo in standard. And not a great hand. No 2-drop, no white mana. This is much better. We can throw back one of these. Yep. And lead on the tap land here. Ooh. Wish I had had that in my opener. Still think I will play the voice out here. And yeah, we'll go for the Overseer here, I think. Just to try to maximize life gain and damage. Alright, it looks like a Reanimator kind of deck. That is exciting. So this, okay, that's just going to take out one guy. This Peacekeeper should be pretty good at stopping let's see what they have. Play this out to gain the life. And then we'll go for the Peacekeeper. Hopefully this will stop there. Okay. I think I'm going to name the Faithful Mending. Is that what this was called? Faithful Mending? Does that stop it from... I'm not sure if it stops it from being flashbacked. I guess we'll find out. It does. It adds to the flashback also, it looks like. Okay. When we got 5 power on the board. Let's just run this out. I'm not sure if we're playing around any sweepers or not, but for counter spells. No face for knowledge. Okay. Well. Let's see. Yep. Graveyard is ready to go. Okay, 5 mana, nothing. A little suspicious. Okay, Eiganjo, sure. Down to 3. I think it's safe to play out the creature here. So if we lose 1, if any of our creatures die. Guess they would need to exile our creatures. Going for a Faithful Mending. And nope, not enough. Alright, good game. Alright, welcome back to the wrap-up for our Cleric combo deck in Standard. Overall, we had a pretty high win rate with this deck. I would say about 60% in the games that I played. All the cards are pretty high quality cards, so the deck works pretty well even if you don't draw the priest, the Shadow-Rite Priest, to get the Vein Ripper. But when you are able to do that, that kind of automatically wins the game for most of the time. Having Vein Ripper in play for a turn or two is pretty hard to lose when you have that. So a really synergistic deck for sure, of course, as all the cards kind of synergize with each other. Voice of the Blessed grows very quickly, very fast, and having the Shadow-Rite Priest pump all of the other clerics is also quite relevant, as well as being able to search out the Vein Ripper. You know, Preacher of the Schism, all of these 3 drops are very powerful, and Anointed Peacekeeper was pretty solid in terms of preventing any board sweepers. That is pretty a weakness of this deck. So yeah, any changes? I'm not sure. You could definitely certainly add some removal to it if you are facing a lot of aggro. But even the aggressive decks aren't too hard of a matchup, I noticed, just because you have so much life gain, and Preacher of the Schism can block really well against aggressive decks, and Voice gets pretty big. So definitely a solid deck, and I would say fairly competitive. A fun one maybe to take to an FNM and see how you do. Let me know if there's any changes you would make, any thoughts about the deck, and if you're enjoying playing it. If you have any other thoughts about the channel and decks or combos you want to see, let me know in the comments below. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.